Hi, in this episode we are going to look at how closure works in JavaScript. So let's start with a function vehicle where color is red and let's log this color. Log. If we execute this JavaScript code on the console, we see color. No big deal. This is the standard JavaScript code. However, what I want to talk about is what happens after this method has been executed. So when this method has been executed at this stage, I cannot access color. There is no way to access the color, and that is because as we have seen previously, this variable color only exists within this function, because in JavaScript the variables have the scope of a function. They have a functional scope. So outside this function, the variable color does not exist, and once this function has been invoked, we cannot access color. So that's good. Now let's create another function inside function BMW, which has variable country, value is Germany, and console.log country. Okay, so let's run this code, and once again I get the result red. No big deal. But once again, after this function has been executed, there is no way to refer to this function BMW. There is no way to refer to this country, because the function has exited, and along with that the color, the BMW, and hence the country is gone. However, what we can do is when the function vehicle has been executed, we can return BMW, the function. So if I can store that return value in func. So now at this point I can do console.log func. So the func is BMW. So now I have a reference to BMW. Okay, but notice that this vehicle, the function has already is finished at this time. So function is finished, which means that at this point the color is gone, and inside BMW we cannot access color. So let's try to execute func. To remove noise, I'm going to get rid of console.log, and I get red, and this red is coming from this color and then the Germany. Okay, so to further reduce the noise, I'm going to remove this color, console.log. So if we execute, we get Germany. So this is good. However, let's try one more thing, console.log color. Now it gets interesting, because when we execute func here, what has happened to the function variable? The function variable is gone, and along with the function variable, the color is gone too. But the inner function to which we have the reference, we have reference to BMW as func here. The inner function refers to color. It refers to country too, but this country is directly available here. But for the color, and we know that it can get access to the color because of lexical scoping, because once this function is executed, and when color is not found in this function, then it will go to the outer function, and in the outer function it will find this. However, the function vehicle has already been executed and it's finished. It's done. So what will happen if I execute this code? Will I get an error? Let's see. And I run the code, I get Germany because of the country, but then color I get red. So why is this code working? And this code is working because what is called closure. BMW has become is a closure. So what is a closure? So closure is a function. Closure is always a function. Okay, so closure is a function which has reference to a variable which is not in its scope. It is referring to something from its parent scope through lexical scoping, but more importantly, it is referring when the parent function is already executed and it's gone. Okay, so if I remove the reference to color from here, is it a closure now? It is meeting the first criteria of the closure, which is that it is a function, but the second criteria is that it should refer to something which is not in its scope. But that's not happening in this case. It is referring to country, which is available right here. So this is not example of a closure. An example of the closure is when this function is referring to a function from the parent scope. So once again, a closure is a function, and that function must refer to a variable which is present in the parent scope and the parent is already gone. So what's the example of what is the use of a closure? Why is closure useful in JavaScript? We are going to see that in the next video. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time.